Well, if something else had to go wrong, the app just crashed. But it looks like it actually did help the video settle down slightly. So we might have a little bit of fluid streaming for now. So I do apologize. Hopefully things can, stay working for a few minutes of the video. If it starts to lag, it's because it's incredibly hot here. And, we just don't have the tools to be a functioning thing. 2-0 here. That one is going to hit him. Cooper Smith is going to get a board. 5 free bases were surrendered in the first inning and brought 2 runs home for the Newark Pilots. Pioneers open up with one of their own. Here comes Joel Sofsky, who just got the save in the previous game, with a runner on first. Starting on the mound for the Newark Pilots, as this one hits into Olsovsky, is DeVito. Although, I'm going to be honest, I'm looking at the stats. This very well might be DeVito's first game with the Pilots. He actually doesn't show up in terms of the stats website. But he's not having the best start as things begin to lag again. We do apologize. Runners now on first and second after the hit by pitch. And again, a note, if the stream dies, it'll be back up, but next time it dies, we're just going to turn off the video for the stream and not try to run it any longer. At this stage, it'll be more important just to keep a document of the game going on rather than that. Marsh takes strike one right there. Marsh is going to send this one deep center field. It will be corralled. No, it won't. He will drop it. Surely that could score a run. No, they're just going to hold up the runners. The question was whether they could catch it or up, and the camera did just die. In fact, it just went on its own accord. I didn't even try to disconnect it. But a big hit there from Bobby Marsh. It'll load the bases, which means the tying run is now on first. Gonna see if we can get the camera back up quickly. And unfortunately, it looks like we might not be able to for now. 0-1 taken for Wayman. Bases now loaded. And I think at this point, as you had mentioned, I'm just going to try to focus on calling the balls and strikes and not try to control factors that, are clearly out of my control. 0-1. That one high for Wayman. Even though DeVito doesn't have stats we can pull up, there are stats we can pull up for Wayman. And they're pretty good ones, too. He's hitting .352 entering this doubleheader today and leads the Pios in terms of hitting. That one goes wild, and the Pios deficit is cut by 1. So pretty much a copy and paste for that first run. A wild pitch brings it home and opens up a free base. A 2-1 count now for Wayman. So both DeVito and Coletta, left-handed throwers, struggling out of the gate. We saw Coletta's day had to end early because of it. Question is, will DeVito be able to recover? He does get the count to 2-2 now. In game one, Wayman went 0 for 3, but he'd like to turn that around here with a potential go-ahead run on second. Now the count 3-2. On deck, Aiden Blake and Max Mandler. So again, a very strong set of hitters up here for the Pios. Strike three. Wayman's going to go down looking. One away. And now up Aiden Blake. Blake's hitting .288 with a .706 OPS. He's done a good job in the middle infield. He recorded an RBI single in the previous game, going 1 for 3. Now I'll take this one outside for ball 1. I believe it's now a 2-0 count as this one is taken. Blake sends one deep left field. Does that have a chance? It does. It's gone. See ya, Payos. A 3-run shot, and they take the lead here in the bottom of the first. Coletta can breathe easy. He won't have to worry about anything but a no decision. Aiden Blake, his first homer of the season, and the first Payos home run we can finally have on the broadcast. It's a black screen, but 3 runs score indeed. A 4-2 Payos lead. That was a little loud, but that was an important hit there for Aiden Blake. And with one away, the bases will be empty for Mandler, and the Payos now lead 4-0. That's up high, ball 2 now. And this time, sent deep but foul. It's a 2-1 count. Alright, I just had to change the title of this stream. It had a weird title before just because I was trying to get it up as quick as I could. The count now 3-1. And with that, the Payos get a second hit of the game on that Aiden Blake home run. And Max Mandler gets on board with a walk. The bullpen for the Pilots remains empty. I would not be surprised if they try to look and make a change eventually. One note taken here. Chmielewski back in the lineup. He's in left field for this game after playing at third base in the previous one. Pickoff attempt and Mandler back safe. Two-0 here for Mandler. On first, Chmielewski at the plate. This one driven and foul. It had a shot to get down for extra bases, but it just goes foul. It's 2-1 count. Chmielewski is a .212 average, but a .348 on-base percentage. So even though he doesn't always get hits, more often than not, he will be able to have a good outcome in his at-bats. This time it's popped up. And that one's caught in foul territory by Kinney, one away. Justin Hanley steps up now. And again, the camera crashed as this stream was getting started. Potentially in the next inning, we'll see if we can get it back running with the camera. But this time while I was trying to keep the camera, despite the camera lag, the stream as a whole crashed along with the application. The throw to first goes wild, and that's going to let Mandler get to second. That's a danger of a pickoff throw. And so for the time being, you'll just hear my voice. And I will see what I can do to get video feeds back up. Its combined heat has also been affecting, as Cam Miller's mentioned, our comrades down in Batavia. And the fact that this is an old stadium. This booth doesn't have air conditioning, and the team doesn't have really many fans to even use up here. As the count now goes to 1-0 with that one taken high. But even though the stream has had a tough start, the Payos had one tough start as well. Coletta surrendered 2 runs in the first inning, but it was Aiden Blake who made up for it, responding with a 3-run shot. One that unfortunately we weren't able to get on official camera thanks to, the stream difficulties. But a home run here nonetheless, and now a 1-1 count. 1-2 taken by Hanley. So yeah, at the break, I'll be shutting down this stream quickly, and just be sure to refresh the channel page. A new one will be up immediately to get this camera back working. It won't happen after this pitch, though. That's one's high for Hanley, ball 2. But we're going to try one more time with this camera, and if it fails, we're just going to go no camera rest of the stream and have one solid stream that we won't have to leave and rejoin, because that can definitely be a hassle. Hanley's going to line that, and it's going to get down, and it's not fielded cleanly enough. Hanley with an RBI single. The Payos now lead 5-2. I did have to turn the volume down since there's another homer run. Want to make sure don't get too loud like last time. Now to bring up Eric Charnetsky. 2 away, a runner on first. Charnetsky's going to send this one deep left field at the wall, off of it. And not able to be found by the left fielder. Runners now at second and third. That was close to yet another home run, but it just goes off the wall for a double. Hanley almost went home, but stays at third, and that's going to bring up Ethan Herrera. It looked like at first that the Pilots were going to get a dream start, an early lead here. But the Pioneers' bats have come out in a huge way this time. As that first pitch is taken for ball 1. Ethan Herrera, a 2-way threat for the Payos. Start of the year, Drum mentioned the team had a lot of Otanis. Herrera is one of them. He's done well at the plate. Hasn't had too many plate appearances, though. That's why he only carries a 167 average. But we know he can get hits when he needs to. And here's the 1-1. He fouls this one back 1-2. Herrera on the mound has gone 20 innings with a 3.92 ERA and 2-1 record. Similar to Olszewski, solid dual threat. That one goes wild. Hanley is going to ultimately stay back at third. He was thinking about going home, but ultimately pulls away. Three and two now. This one goes inside. Now full count here. And by the way, on deck, Cooper Smith, who had led off the game by getting hit by a pitch. This one fouls off, and ooh, that's not good. Ricochets off Boatman. He's just going to take a second, I think, to gather himself. I think he's okay, but that's always not good to see when a foul ball tips off the catcher or umpire or anyone at the plate like that. Pioneers team trader Kennedy comes out and checks with Boatman. Boatman, all good to go. Ball four. It gets away, but runners stay put. The bases are now loaded for Cooper Smith. Pitching coach finally comes out here, and someone finally goes to the bullpen to stretch and warm up. This is their first meeting of the inning. So clearly, they're just letting DeVito know that, hey, we trust you. Just see if you can go longer. If you continue to struggle, though, we'll pull you if you need. But I think DeVito feels fine. I don't think he's been gesturing to try to get out of the game. Shares a fist bump with Boatman, and now he's ready to take on Cooper Smith. And again, at the end of this inning, this stream will shut down quickly as we will get set with the next stream. Just try to get this camera back running. It's just tough having to manage with the camera. When it kind of crashes, there's not much you can do except reset the application, which resets the stream. There's a lot of technical jargon behind. It's hard to do. And also what's annoying is that it gets in the way of me doing the actual commentary, which is, you know, what I'm here to do. Anyway, the first pitch here is taken high for ball one. And that one landed in the dirt before bumping into Smith. It's a 2-0 count. Three and 0 now taken. And I will actually mention the bases are indeed loaded for Cooper Smith. And that's ball four. Hanley scores from third. Charnetsky will also move one base. Payos now leads 6-2. And I think this might be the best opening inning the Payos have had all season, scoring 6 runs. I'll double check, but the only other time they've been able to get to this strong of a start was when the Pioneers were in Newark, and ultimately were able to win in 5 innings thanks to the run-ahead rule. It was a 13-0 victory where Tristan Champa had a great 5-inning start. Max Mailer hit an inside-the-park home run, judged an aired single. And, well, 1 run will score. That's going to be judged to have missed Olsovsky, but it's a wild pitch that brings Charnetsky home, puts Herrera on third, Cooper Smith on second. 2-0 count now, and 7-2 lead. So it's the number 9 in the bullpen for Newark. I'll get you information on who exactly that is after the inning break, as he'll likely get underway in the second inning as the main pitcher. This time he's going to find strike 1, just an inside and down the middle. Olsovsky was also hit by a pitch in his first at-bat, just like Cooper Smith. Olsovsky fouls this one away. It's a 2-2 count. Last time Payos had gotten down to their last strike was when Justin Hanley was at the plate, before Hanley ultimately converted a single. Olsovsky's going to line this one, and it is caught on a leaping grab that saved 2 runs. That will ultimately end the inning. The Payos score 7 runs, 4 hits. There was 1 error. The bases are left loaded. So, again, just reload the YouTube page. We'll be right back. We're not going to go anywhere. We just got to check if this camera can work. And if not, we're just going to run like this rest of the night. I apologize again for these technical issues. It's really just out of my